Good morning, campers. My name is Steve Shapiro. I'm with Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'm the new guy here, but they asked me to show you the Essex by Newmar, one of their luxury in the luxury line. Great coach, beautiful color scheme. As we're looking at the coach, they do the shaded down, which looks amazing to me. We have the awnings out, they come out and they swoop down to keep this area covered a little bit better. They don't just go straight out. If you'll notice on the coach, we have a keyless entry, which makes it simpler to lock it and unlock. Then of course you have your doorbell when company comes over. I'll go around the coach and I'll show you some of the little things that I understand. I always talk about the chassis and the tires because that to me is really important. On this one you've got 365s up front, which gives you more rubber to the road. More rubber to the road means more stability. Now everyone's going to yell at me to say, well Steve, that's going to take away my turning radius. I'll get to that in a second. When you put those big tires in the front, you do lose a little bit of your turning radius, but you pick it up with a steerable tag, which I'll go down the aisle and show it to you. You've got a dual fill, you've got docking lights, so you can see if you're pulling in at night. Works out really well, so that way you can see where you're backing into, so you don't get the, oops, I missed, or oops, I hit it, because we know that never happens. Under here, now they made this change for the 2023, which is amazing. You push the button, you don't have to slam it shut all the time. So when the light's on, it opens up, and then underneath in this one, you have your cooler, refrigerator, freezer, and then here you can put more stuff, because you have to have room for lots and lots of stuff. As I pull this out, folks, you've got room for everything that you need. I know Janie uses hers because she likes to cook, and she loves that you can put a refrigerator and a freezer underneath, and you have access to put more stuff. So if you like your fresh fish, you like your steaks, chicken, you can keep some of it underneath, and you can also, fellas, keep some of that adult beverages under here when you want one. Because if you're outside and you're living life, this is where you're going to be. This easily shuts, keeps cool. We just push it back in. Now the nice thing with these, and I'll show you each one, it used to be we had to slam these, and occasionally they'd shut. Then we get one of the service people come over, and they would make the adjustment. Unfortunately, I'm not mechanical, so I can't do that, but now it shuts automatically. It takes the lock and brings it in. If you notice on the bottom, we have the chrome. Now that chrome is nice to have all the way down the coach, because when you're on the road, you hit some debris, it bounces off, you're not going to ruin your paint. And we know how much that costs to have that redone. So when you have that chrome package, which we have put on, it's an amazing feature that you're not going to lose any of that paint on the bottom. As we go down the coach, we open up, you've got plenty of tray space, you can put a lot of your stuff on. You can run the long, thin, like fishing poles and things. This one might not be good for the bodies, but the next one might be. But under here you can put all the stuff. On the top you can add more. They stay in place. They'll handle the extra weight. And when you're done, just give them a push and they're locked in place. They're not going to run in and out. They're not going to scrape under here because they lock. Again, when you shut the door, they shut automatically. If you notice, the paint lines up. Newmar's really good about that. I think I unlocked this. I think I did. You've got a nice Samsung Bose soundbar, Samsung TV for your, when you're outside, you're relaxing, and again, you're living your life. You're enjoying your time. And that's what this is about when you're going in a motorhome. So that's a nice feature. You've got your cold drinks. Down over here, you've got your TV and soundbar for what you like to watch. And underneath, you can keep all your stuff. I'm going to bring this back down, show you another. Again, we've got more storage. They give you a way to bring in the slides. They also give you extra flooring underneath. Let me pull that out for you so you can get a better idea. And just watch your legs, guys and girls. It can hurt when you bump it. But you've got plenty of room to put all your stuff. Plenty of room. You can easily pull it out, get to what you want. I'm not talking about bodies either, but that's another story. But you can put everything you need in here. And then with this one, again, it's easy. You just give it a push, you shut the door. It's magic, and it's simple. They changed the locks, makes it a lot simpler than having to shut them. On this one, we have a half a tray. You've got easy access. You've got all your equipment for your central vac. Then there's a way over here you can clean it out. You can change your bags right here. Makes it very simple. You can plug in, because we always get it dirty underneath, so then you can vacuum out much easier. It's all right here on the coach. You've got extra plugs for extra things that you need to plug in. And again, this will pull out. You have plenty of space. You can bring out the awning for the door. There's an extra piece here to do that. So again, everything is nice, tidy, and in the coach underneath. Once again, we shut the doors, and they shut easily. On this one here, people always ask, Steve, where do I put some of my tools and my diesel emission fluid? I always recommend you take a couple extra 2-gallon jugs with you of the diesel emission fluid. Great place to put it, great place to have it. You can throw tools here. You can put the things that you need. I'll tell you inside what you want to put in your toolbox, not that I'm mechanical, but I'll take you through that. So that's a nice place, and if you notice, everything's lit. So now you can see what's going on in there even at night. Makes it very simple, very easy. You've got the sensors around the coach. You've got the docking lights which will light up, so that way you can see where you're pulling in. I'll just give this a little, and it shuts. Real easy, real simple. I mentioned earlier about losing some of your steering, because we all know they have a 60-degree wheel cut. Because you're on the bigger chassis, you lose some of that steering capability, some of your wheel cut, but you bring that up with about a little over 12% because you have a steerable tag. You run 315s in the back of the coach. They're Alcoa wheels all the way around. They're Michelins. I've had people trade in coaches and they'll go 10 years. But at around 4 or 5, you want to make sure, if you live in a sunny area, make sure there's no cracking going on, because you might have to replace them. And then you can go with a Michelin, you can go with a softer Toyo, entirely up to you. But that steerable tag comes in handy when it adds to your turning radius. This will turn sharper than most any other big coach that's 45. As we go back down the coach, your diesel emission fluid of 13 gallons, you can go somewhere between 37 and 4,700 miles, depending on the circumstances and how much you have to use. But it's easy to fill. There's also a fill on the other side, and you can also adjust your pressure over here for your suspension. Easy to get to, easy to find on the Spartin chassis. The Spartin chassis is what they use on the bigger coaches now. It's the big K3, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. Let me open up the last one. As we open it, you've got your 2 crank batteries to crank on the engine. Then you also have your auxiliary start inside, which I'll point out when we get inside. But again, easy to get to, easy to check to make sure. And they shut. You got the mud flap to keep all the debris off your tow vehicle, because most everyone tows a car. You've got the K3 with the big block 605. The displacement is a 15-liter engine, puts out 950 foot-pounds of torque. Here in Colorado, that's a big deal. We got lots and lots of hills to go up. Then coming down, you would use your engine brake, which flutters 2, 4, or 6 valves. I'll show you that on the inside. A lot of times when you're coming down those big grades and those big summits, to help slow you down, you use your engine brake. To open up the back, again, I'm not the most mechanical person here, but it opened right up. You can get to your engine and do maintenance. You also have, you can plug it in if you're in the cold weather. You've got an air chuck back here to blow off anything inside. And then on the Spartin, it has the air to the back, so you can plug in on the bottom here, that you can plug in for your tow vehicle, and you can tow up to 20,000 pounds. It's a big chassis on a big coach with the big engine. 605 horsepower is what they make now, unless you move up the totem pole to a Detroit. And again, it shuts, it stays locked. This one has the side draft radiator, which means it's going to cool that big engine. It's going to cool that 4,000 transmission. They put the bigger tranny on the coach because you have that bigger engine. Goes hand in hand. If you notice in the back, you've got your backup camera. You've got 360 cameras around the coach, which I'll show and I'll point out. And as we're going around the coach, if you notice the tail up top, it matches really well. You've got the side draft radiator here. So again, it brings it in. You've got the open area in the back. Makes it real easy to maintain your coach. You have the exit right here that opens, which I'll show you inside. You don't need any special, you're not going to break any seals to open it. It opens, the ladder drops down. If the unthinkable happens, you all get to safety. I mentioned that you can fill your diesel emission fluid on both sides. Here is the other place to fill. You open it up, you're at the fuel station, fill it up. It closes up very nicely. I'll show you, point out that you have the leveling system. They're HWH, heavy duty hydraulic leveling system. These are not the, and you're in a big heavy coach, you need that extra stability when you want to drop your leveling jacks to make sure everything is steady. You have a little extra compartment here. Guys, I don't know what you're going to put in there, but it's going to be stuff. What stuff, you'll figure out. I'm guessing this is his department, her department's inside. But you can keep your gloves and your things inside. Makes it convenient to find. I know for me, I always tend to lose things. I don't know how that started to happen, but it seems to. Again, you've got your valve extensions. If you need to fill up on the air, it comes out on both. Makes your life a lot easier when you need to fill it up with air. You've got your extra exhaust. That would be for your Oasis. The hydronic heating system. Now this one has a number of heating systems. I'll explain this one. It's kind of like the old radiator system. It circulates coolant through the coach. It's a separate diesel engine, so you can run it if you're boondocking on diesel. You can run it off your generator if you have your generator on, or if you're at the park, you're plugged in, you can use that. As we open up, this is everyone's favorite department. You've got your outside shower. If you have the four-legged friends, you need to rinse them off, or the two-legged friends if they can't seem to stay clean. You get rinsed off before you go into the boss's coach. Filtered water entire coach, paper towel holder. You've got your Sanacon macerator. This will grind up what's in the black. What you don't want to do is you don't want to take that and you don't want to turn it towards you, especially if it's on. I've seen that happen. Not a pretty picture. It was pretty funny though, but not a pretty picture. So you have individual water shutoffs. You can open and close your valves here for your black and your gray. And your individual water shutoffs can come in handy, again, if the unthinkable happens where you have a water leak, because you know nothing ever goes wrong with a motorhome. Nothing at all. You can shut off that individual one and you still have water to the rest of the coach. You've got tap water here. You've got the power reel for your water hose when you connect it at a park. Makes life a whole lot easier. You can fresh your black and your gray, which you've got 105 gallons of fresh, 80 gallons of gray, 60 gallons of black. Adequate enough to go camping. Then of course you've got your black tank fresh. If you're using it that way, everything gets pumped out of your macerator. That pulls out, you put that in. Now when the macerator's on, the one thing you definitely is put it this way, because that thing isn't going to work so well. As I mentioned, you've got everything in one spot, works real well, works out great. We'll move to the next one as we shut it here. Everyone knows the 50 amp service plug. You've got the extra plug here. If you're pulling a trailer behind you, you can get that plugged in and have power to a trailer if you need it. A lot of the folks take a stackable trailer, need power to that. You can run it off of here with your generator running. Then you've got the extra plugs on the bottom. Works out rather nicely. Lights inside, very clean. And again, you've got the chrome package underneath. You can see it as we're walking down the coach. And the doors shut and lock easily. That's that Oasis hydronic heating system I was talking about. Separate diesel engine, hot water. You can have a continuous hot water shower. Works out very nicely. You never have an issue with hot water unless you don't have water. Notice the slides are flush mounted in. They lay very nicely in the coach and on the side of the coach. As we get behind door number 7, 8, you can get to your storage on either side. Again, you can get to it when the slides are in, a whole lot easier to get to. Pull your stuff out, then you can bring your slides out, which I'll show you, I'll demonstrate when we get inside. Once again, you just have to ease the door in and they shut automatically. It has that piece that pulls it in and locks it. The little tray is here. You can get to it on both sides. Easy to get to, easy to find your stuff. If you notice, as we're changing up here on the top, you've got awnings over your windows. When you want to, they come out. You can keep the sun off your windows so you have a little bit cooler on the inside. And if you notice the amazing graphics they use, it's great. The coach looks real sharp, real clean. Then of course you have your camera for your 360 cameras all the way around the coach. They're on each side, in the back, and of course in the front, so you can see what's going on when you're driving. It's a good feeling to have that you're extra safe. Then on the next place we have batteries. You've got two 3,000 watt inverters that'll power everything in the coach. You've got two 320 amp lithium batteries. Hold the charge, extra charge. It's now part of the package on the Essex. They're now standard. Works out to be really well done, and you can run one AC. When they made that change, it worked out amazingly well. Now no one had to think, should I get it as an upgrade? Again, part of your dual fill, your docking lights. You've got your wiring harness. The nice thing here is everything, you've got it from front to back. The people that work on the coach, and we do have a service facility here that's amazing. Where I came from, they did the best. But here you've got a chassis experts, and then you also have folks that can work on the inside of the coach, which works out better for you, easier to get everything serviced properly. I'm going to bring out the generator. That's a 12.5. This might work. Hey, look at that. It's magic. Your key has to be on to accessory, or the engine has to be running, as it is hydraulic. Now when you go inside in between, that's not when you go push the button when your partner, you let them do what they have to do. But you have an air chuck up front. You've got a hot water to the front that you can rinse off the top. And if you notice, you got the Onan Cummins diesel 12.5 generator, power everything in the coach. And then be careful of the exhaust. You don't want to get that on your leg, your foot, and of course not on your four-legged friends, because those are very important. It comes out easy to work on, easy to maintain. And then as we bring it back in, again, you want to be careful, you want to watch it. Locks in place. You've got your diamond shield up front that puts the coating over the front, so when you're out and about, you're killing a bunch of bugs, because that's what we do when we're camping and we're driving. This stays nice, just wipe them off. You've got your bigger mirrors. Your side cameras are built into the mirror, so try not to take one of these out. I won't lie to you that it's a little spendy, but it happens. So you have the front of the coach protected, you've got your safety, you can see what's beside you, plus you have the 360 cameras all the way around. You've got the beautiful emblem up front, the nice color scheme. You've got the mobile eye, which is your adaptive cruise control, that as you're coming upon people and by the sides, it'll let you know, slow you down, tell you to be careful. Notice up top, you've got the extra camera to the front, so you can see what's going on in the front, and again, it's recording. As we come around the coach, you've got Old Glory's place to hang right here. Got to have a place for it. The keyless entry that I mentioned, then the steps on this are the upgraded. They put them on the luxury line. As you open the coach, the nice steps come out. There's a sensor. If there was a curb here, it'll lay right on the curb. It's not going to ding it. You got awnings over the door. You've got an awning over the window here. Those can come out when you want to. Then you have your screen door. And again, your steps can stay out. You can hit the switch inside, which I'll show you. And you can have the steps out while you're out camping and relaxing. And this way, now if you have a four-legged friends, you might want to get the two pieces across because you know that they'll push themselves through. You ready to go inside? Let me show you inside. This is what it looks like. Everything is together. Now, while it's together, you know, let me turn that off. We didn't get the Eagles' permission. I know it's one of my favorite songs and I don't like turning it off, but you know, rules are rules, right? Your Hotel California on wheels, so to speak. This is what it looks like with it in, and I'll just do a little demonstration. Yes, I know friends of mine said I got a little thinner so I can get through easier. My friends Brian and Christine, they got me going on this idea. But as you get through the coach, you can manage your way through so you can get to the facility, or the latrine as I'm told. You can get to the refrigerator, and you can use things while the slides are in. If someone's driving, you can have a snack. Someone can bring you a drink. Can't be an adult beverage when you're sitting up front though. How about if I come forward, I'll open up some slides and I'll show you all the coach. And I'll take you through it step by step. Up top, you've got all your equipment's here. You've got your Silverleaf here with the home, with your climate control. I'll start bringing out some slides. You have a Wi-Fi extender. Then your slides go out. That's a HWH with Newmar got together on a slide mechanism. It's hydraulic, it's chain driven, and they're super heavy duty. And I don't think I broke it yet. And if you notice, it'll come drop down. It's a flush mount. Nice and slow, but they work. That side's out. I'll take the other side out. Put some lights on the subject. So when you get to where you want to go, you can bring your slides out. This has, God, that's nice flooring. It matches amazing on the inside and on the outside. That's great. You've got your nice big ottoman. It opens, and I'll show you how that can be effective. Place to relax and sit down on it. Put your feet up and enjoy your time. Then you can keep your extra nice blanket, throw, pillows, if you can, right underneath for company. Now through the coach, you've got speakers up in the front for when you're playing your favorite music. You've got plugs all the way around the coach, so that works out rather nicely. You have the touch pads. They say strategically placed. They're all over the coach. This will turn on your lights, for your ceiling lights. You push on, and lo and behold, we have lights. Makes it very nice and bright in here. You can turn them all on. You can turn them all off from here. You can just put on your accent lights, which you can see from here all the way through and up on the top. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put the back slide out, and then I'll come back to the front and explain the rest of the coach. That way you can see it better. There we go. Little operator error. Hold on. I know what I did wrong. I'll get laughed at later. There we go. Okay. Left the accessory on. Can't have the engine running or the accessory on and put your back slide out. I always forget what they say, the first thing that goes. One of these days I'll remember. My mother used to say it's from drinking the Leisure Village water. I said, Mom, it's not the water. She was in her 80s then. But it's always a fun thing. Okay, I'll come back up front and I'll go through the coach with you all. I'm supposed to remember stuff. As we come up to the front, good place to put a big flask, if you do that. Then we have up top, you've got your big Bose sound bar. Plug in up top. You have more storage here. You have the televator with the TV that comes up, and I'll demonstrate that in a few. It's nice and cool in here because we're a little warm today outside, which I thought I was leaving all that when I left the desert of California. I think it hit, what, 115 the other day, 120. Here it's not supposed to be that warm, but on the inside we're nice and cool. So you've got an extra sofa, small sleeper here. You've got a queen size here, very comfortable. It's nice villa furniture, some of the best around. Or you can have theater seating if you choose, which you'd have two together, joined together. They're electric that come out, or you can have individual recliners here if you choose. It's entirely up to you. Works out rather nicely because you get to choose, unless it's this one is the one that you love, which I'd be happy to help you with. You've got storage up top. This would go elsewhere, but you can put your stuff up here. You've got extra lights. If you notice on the blinds that come down, you've got day shades, night shades. I'll bring those down in a bit. And you've got extra lights on the interior, on the inside, which again show off the coach that much better. As we're walking through, you've got plugs, you've got the panels. You can bring the lights. You press home for the systems. TV comes up. Works out rather nicely. It's smooth flowing. They call it a televator. If you don't want the TV up, that's a great place to show off your Yadro collection, because we all have them when we go camping, right? What can I tell you? But no, you can put up the things that you like. So when you're relaxing, you're enjoying your time. It seems like a lot of people are streaming now, but a lot of times you'll have a satellite dish for Dish or Direct on the coach. You can subscribe to that service. But streaming, if you use one of the internet connections, there's quite a few of them out there. That one from that fella, the Tesla owner, his is real good. We're not supposed to name names, but anyway, as we move forward, you've got the booth here, rather comfortable, and it pulls out a couple extra chairs. On the inside, you can add your leaves to it to make it go that much bigger, and I'll show you where those are. Easy to put back, very comfortable, extra cushiony. As we go to the kitchen area, you've got storage. You've got a place to put your trash and other things. You can put the tops on the side. There's a little bracket for them. And then in your sink, You've got nice big sinks. You can do your business in here for when you're dishwashing and when you're washing off your fruits and your vegetables and your things. And this closes up, makes it nice. This comes out, we call that snore safe. If someone starts snoring over there, just give them a squirt. But again, you've got room underneath. You can put some of your cleaning things here. You can put them on this side. Makes it nice, easy, and easy to find. And that's soft close. Works out well. Underneath here, wow, that's a lot of clickers. Gonna need a 15-year-old. I don't know if they can do it anymore. So we'll have lots of clickers for your Bose, for your TVs, for everything else. It's all in here, works out. We help you go through that. Because in addition to that, we make sure you have a 2, could be a 3 or 4 hour, get acquainted with the coach. 2 hours today, 2 hours the next day, have you park in the, we have a nice place on the end over here. You can camp overnight when you come in to pick up your coach, which works out rather well. A lot of clickers. Sorry guys. You've got your dishwasher underneath, Fisher Paykel. You have your nice drawers. Again, they open and they soft close. Again, nice to have. Up top here, you've got the nice pull-outs here and here. You can get to your stuff a lot easier, even if you're vertically challenged like my sister. So you have a lot of more counter space. You've got on the back, you've got your cutting board. You have an induction cooktop. It's a Bosch, which is a nice upgrade from what they used previously, which works out rather nicely. The Bosch is one of the top of the line out there. You get a convection microwave, works out rather nicely. They tell me you can cook cookies in there, so I do have a lot of folks that take them outside on the grill and they bring their own little barbecue and you can cook outside as well. So you got the nice bigger Bosch refrigerator. You have the convection microwave. As we open this one up, it's huge. It's bigger than what they would put in a lot of their other coaches. A lot of times they'll use the Whirlpool. On the Essex, it commands a Bosch, which is nicer than what you would find. Ice maker, filtered water, everything out here. Thing's ice cold. I've had it on for a bit. Again, you've got plenty of room for stuff. And don't forget the one that's outside, so you have the extra there. Then you can lock it shut. You have your central vac unit. Again, works out rather nicely. You can sweep everything up. You've got a tile floor, makes it easier to keep clean. You've got sensors around the entire coach. You've got your pantry, which has adjustable shelves. These come out. They're fully lit. Makes it you can see what you're finding, even for some of us that don't see quite as well as we used to. And it stays shut. Behind the other door, you've got your half bath. Very nice. You've got plenty of room. Easy to maneuver around. You've got the touchpad here. You can put on the lights here on your mirror. You've got courtesy lights. From around the coach. Little more storage. You've got plug here. And again, you have room to do your business. You're not cramped in. We all know what that's for. You have your fuse box. You can check that should you have an issue. Real easy to find, real easy to get to. Inverter 1, inverter 2, on and off, fuse box, main, works out rather nicely. As we come out of the half bath, they put the door on the pivot because you have the full wall slide. You noticed when it was in, it comes together. With the pivot on, works out rather nicely. so you can get in, you can get out. As you're moving back to the back, you've got your second panel for your silver leaf. It's in the back here, so you can adjust all your shades. This is your day shade. We have it down so you can see it. Your TV for the bedroom, so when you're lying and relaxing, it's all right here. I know that Jeannie mentioned that Jerry likes to take a nap every now and again, but now you have a nice big king bed, nice and cool in here, and you can darken out the room. You've got storage up above, and then underneath, you've got your storage underneath with your extra chairs. Again, works out rather nicely. You've got room for extra stuff. You can move one of the chairs to on the one side, so you have extra room on the one side for more stuff, because you got to have room for stuff. Sometimes when you don't have room, you don't know what stuff to bring or not to bring. Now on the top here, as I circle around, you've got grommets here. There's a plug in the back if anyone needs a sleep apnea machine. Again, you can run the hoses down, comes through here, and there's a plug in the back for the machine. Plenty of depth for when you want to put the machine back there. Works out rather nicely. When the hoses are down and they're hanging down, that's not to twirl around your partner in bed. That's to let them breathe nicely. And again, you've got the panel underneath, so you can adjust the lights underneath, and then you can have everything underneath on the panels that you can get to easily while you're in bed. As we come back around, a little more storage here. They're adjustable shelves. Again, makes it rather nice. You have more room for sweaters and things you can lay down. You've got your drawers, full extending. And I'm going to guess now, the boss gets 5. Fellas, you get 1 if you're lucky. And that's about all you get. And they're soft close. You've got a plug behind, so you've got plenty of plugs around the coach, next to the beds, all over. If you want to add more equipment, if you want a DVD player, they don't put them in anymore because it seems like most people are streaming. Or if you get a second for the satellite, for Dish or Direct, you can add an extra box back here. You mentioned the Silverleaf panel. You've got your nice mirror that we won't touch that one. As we come back into the facility, you've got a real door. Again, little things that they do makes it that much more coach. Stackable washer dryer, Splendide, whichever one they put in, works out rather nicely. You're not having to wait, and it doesn't wrinkle your clothes like just having the single unit. Extra drawer on the bottom. You've got the nice big generous shower. Put some lights on the subject. Now, fellas, when you go in, make sure you duck, especially if you're taller. I'm not the tallest guy in the world. But as you come in, you've got room here. You can do what you need to do. You've got the water here. You've got the sprayer here to pick up. You can put your favorite conditioner, shampoo, and body wash. The miser you can have turned off so you don't waste as much water. And then ladies, and fellas, when you need, you can sit down and relax. Take a moment. Because you know what? You're not in a rush. We're not in a rush anymore when we're camping. And if you want this out of the way, you just pick it up, put it in. And again, you've got a nice grab bar here. You've got one here. If you need one here, here, there, here, we'll put them on for you. That's what we do. We want you happy. And we want to make sure you can get in the shower, have a shower, get out of the shower. Plenty of room in here too. Now this little thing here, if you turn and that partner of yours is in there, never mind. We'll not go there. I mentioned you have the emergency exit, which is here. You would lock and unlock it. It does open. You can use it. You can wave to your neighbors if you want to, but that's for the unthinkable. You can get out in case of an emergency. The ladder drops down. And then sometimes you have to get out when you have to get out. You've got your medicine cabinet here. You've got 2 of them. They did a nice job on the sinks. They're really tastefully done, along with your hardware. Again, they made it so it's a nice, elegant luxury coach. Place to hang. Then back on this side, that's to put all the important stuff in. On the side, you can either have it as a place you can fold up sweaters and things, or you can take out two and have more hanging closet. But the whole piece is all hanging closet. And you have room for shoes and things and hats. Someone always asks me, well, Steve, where do I put the shoes, the hats? Well, here you go. And then it goes in. More hanging on the side. Drawers for more stuff. Fellas, you might pick up one extra drawer here. Maybe. You'll have to get permission. But again, when you have that much more space, you've got more things you can take with you. And again, is it happy wife, happy life, or happy partner? You notice that on the floor, it has bolts in. This will come out if they need to get to any part of the engine from inside. Easy to do. This comes out, panel comes off, makes it work a little bit easier. And as I step towards the sink, you've got this pullover, you've got plugs underneath. That's a nice place to put it. You've got extra plugs for when you need to plug in a hairdryer, if you need to charge your phone. Again, more room here for more stuff. Got to have room for more stuff. Lots of space. Again, you can put everything that you need in the drawers. It's in and out of the way, so it's not necessarily left out. And then you can have people come and look in your coach and enjoy your time. And again, they're soft close. A little bit more room there like there was on the other side. Gotta have room. As you're looking through, you've got two sinks, you've got two mirrors. I don't know if I need to see myself quite that much, but you've got your mirror here, you've got plenty of lights. On the bottom, you have the lights. So when you leave those on when you're at night, because none of us have to get up and use the boys' room or the girls' room at night, but you have these on so you don't hit your feet, trip, and hurt yourself. Little things that they do to make it that much easier for when, again, you have to get up and we have to do those things that we all have to do. My mom and dad used to tell me it's going to happen to you. Well, yeah, it happened. Thanks, Mom. You've got the privacy door. There's a mirror on this side. So you get a full-length mirror you can look at yourself before you go out. And then again, you've got plenty of room in the bedroom. And if you have four-legged friends, there's plenty of room for everybody. But normally they're right up here with the both of you. Again, you have plenty of room in the coach. As I come back around, you've got this whole area that I showed you on the one side. This is all open. If you've got dueling sleep apnea machines, plenty of room, plenty of plugs, not a problem. Charger on the top. You've got room for another flask if you need one. Again, they equipped it nicely. And then if you need for privacy, you've got the doors here, and then I'll show you the design they put on the other side, which works out rather nicely. As we come back in, they did the inserts on both. Very nicely done. Very tastefully done. That's Newmar when they design a coach. They do a heck of a job, and that's why I like showing them. As we come back into here, you've got storage under the booth. Not sure if I pointed that out, but when you're sitting down and it's time to relax, I mean, these, yes, I can fit, but you got plenty of room here, and you can be here with your partner, your significant other. You've got the extra space that comes out, so you can sit 4 people rather comfortably if you don't want to just all be together because togetherness is great, but sometimes you need a little bit of elbow room, and that always comes in handy. At least that's what I was told by a lot of folks that I've shared with coaches. One of the neat things that you get to do is you get to enjoy your time while you're here and while you get to go out and experience and you have a life. Someone told me that life, we have this much time. Where are we at on that timetable? But when you get to go out, you get to enjoy your time. There's a young fella named Frank, and he got on my caseload when I asked him how young he was. And he looked at me and he goes, you know, you got to enjoy your time. And he's just a young fella in his 90s, and he gets to go camping with his family. And they have the best time ever. And that's one of the neat things. It's like when I took my daughter. This is a long time ago, but I took her camping about 17, 18 years ago. And she is my pride and joy and my princess. And she still remembers when we took her grandma and grandpa, we went to the park in a motorhome, and we went camping. And she still remembers it today. And that's one of the joys that you get to have while you're camping, whether you're in this lap of luxury, if you will, or you're in any coach. And I'd be happy to show you and help you with any kind of coach that you want to look at. Before I close, I want to show you the front, because I think I forgot to do that. I always forget what they say, the first thing that goes. As we come back, one of the nice things about the upgraded coach is you have the massaging seats. Now, you don't want to fall asleep while you're driving, so you have to make it a little more intense. You've got the Spartin Chassis on the K3. You've got the bigger screens so all of us can actually see them. Easy to get to. You've got your leveling system. It's HWH, as I mentioned outside. You can also preset your chairs for where you like it on the comfort zone. You can lay your phone to have it charge. So now you don't have to fiddle with extra places to plug in and where you go, but there are plugs underneath. That engine brake I mentioned is right on the top. You have high, low, medium. So if you're coming down some of these big grades that I found out, you got some steep grades in this state. As you're coming down, you get to engage that big engine brake and let that big engine do the job for you. You're not constantly pumping your brakes, getting a little nervous about it. It's a big coach. It's a 45-foot, but it has all the safety features that you would want and expect in this type of coach. And again, you get to be here, get to enjoy it, get to enjoy your time with your family, because I get those phone calls and those texts from other customers that go out and have a blast, and I get to be more jealous. I had one customer call me, he was on Martha's Vineyard. He wasn't on the coach on this size, but he was in a nice small coach enjoying his time. And I was at work. I was a little jealous. But as we look out on the coach, and you see all the room that you get, you see all the luxury features that you have, this is one of the nicer ones that I can show someone. These are coaches that you get to enjoy your time, you've worked hard for what you have, and you get to experience the Newmar difference. And I like showing Newmar for that reason. You put down that TV. When you're ready for a Newmar, when you're ready for a Dutch Star, a Ventana, London Air, New Air, any one of them, Essex, King Air, I'd be happy to help you. I'd be happy to show you the coach. I don't believe in any pressure, but I'll take you around the coach. You can pick what's left in my brain. There's a little bit left. And I'll be happy to show it to you, take you on a test drive, show you how easy it is to drive, show you how easy it is to operate, and the both of you get to drive it. I know it's not always that one of you doesn't like to drive, but if you at least try it in the parking lot, go from here to there, you'll find that it's extremely easy. Once again, my name is Steve Shapiro. I'm the green pea on the block here. My cell number is area code 626-590-0138. Yes, I am from California, worked there at another dealer, but I came here because this is where I wanted to come to. I got to come here. I flew back from North Carolina. My daughter was graduating with her master's, And I stopped here, and I walked outside and I saw the view, and I said, I could live here. I could make this home, and then I can help all of you pick out a coach that makes sense for you, and I'll do whatever I can to help. And I've got customers that still call me regularly to ask me, Steve, we forgot how to do this, or Steve, this isn't working. And I nicely walk them through it. And if I can't help them, because I'm not the most mechanical guy here, I'll admit to that, we have the ginormous service department and chassis area. They will help. We have quite a few people that are there to help when you need assistance and you're on the road and you're not sure what happened. I've had a few customers call me with a few issues. We try as best as we can to walk you through it. And there's that particular gal that calls me whenever she wants, and she knows I'll always answer my phone, and I do, and I'll always call you back. But I've met some really neat folks that enjoy their time and get to go camping. And they get to take their family or meet their family or go see the grandkids whenever they want to go. And they get to see this beautiful country. They get to go to Canada. I've got customers all over Canada, up in Alaska, and they get to enjoy their time. Because you know, that's the one thing we're never sure how much we have of. So enjoy it while you can. I'm here to help you in any way I can. And anyone that was in the military, thank you for your service, and have a great afternoon. Thank you.